So the miracle of light. So this month, it's my intention that we experience a December to remember by sharing the sweetness, the sacredness, and the holiness of this time of year. So does anybody know where a December to remember, the slogan came from? What product was being, does anyone know what product was being advertised? A December to remember.
Kodak Zales?
Norelco.
Oh, yeah, very good guess. Actually, it was Lexus Cars. Lexus Cars, December to remember, right? So I've often said that I'm willing to take my inspiration from anything, but a December to remember, I really like that. I thought that was great. And that's what I want us to have here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Modesto. I want us to have a December to remember. And I know that this month really gets some different reactions from us and some different feelings. And some of us love this time of year. We couldn't wait to start setting out our decorations and putting our lights up and shopping and whatever. They just absolutely, we love it. And then there's some of us that just can't wait for it to be over. Yeah. And, it's interesting. I kind of go in and out of that. It's like, oh, this is so wonderful when I remember wonderful memories, and then I think about all the things that have to be done, and it's like, oh, yeah. And so it's kind of an interesting thing. It's an interesting balance, and it's a time to reflect and to look at what is really meaningful, what really means a lot, and speaks to you during this season. So that's what I want us to look at, and it's my intention and my desire that our Sundays here together will make this month even more joyous for those who love it already, and will offer some love and some peace for those who aren't quite at that point. So even though no one will receive a Lexus from our center this month, at least not that I'm aware of, but you never know. I mean, I'm open to all possibilities, right? Actually, there was a woman in one of our classes who said, that if she could treat that somebody would drive up with a Cadillac for her, it's like, okay, you go for it, all right, I'll take a Lexus too. But we'll make it a December. We will make it a December to remember by turning within to explore the depth and the meaning of the holidays, while at the same time enjoying some of the trappings of our outer experiences. Beautiful lights, the beautiful trees, the smells. It's wonderful. It really is. Actually cold enough to have a fire in the fireplace if the Air Pollution Control District will let us, which would be nice. But today we're going to jump right in, and we're going to talk about the miracle of light. In Genesis, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Ernest Holmes said, "Light was the first great revelation of the divine creative energy that called all living beings, all living things into being." Today we're going to look at light, and there's a wonderful Chinese proverb that reads, "If there is light in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the house. If there is harmony in the house, there will be order in the nation. If there is order in the nation, there will be peace on earth." All starts with the light within. It's pretty compelling, isn't it? So today we're going to look at the light in the context of the holiday that began last week. What holiday was that? That began on the same day as Thanksgiving. Yep. A holiday celebrated and honored by those who practice the Jewish faith. But the wonderful thing about religious science is that we believe that there are spiritual lessons and spiritual truth everywhere. And in fact, New Thought was formed by pulling the truths, the ancient wisdom from all of the variety of spiritual paths and teachings. And Polly was the one who coined it so beautifully. And she said, we study that golden thread of truth that weaves its way through every spiritual teaching, every religion. And that's what we study, is that thread. And it's beautiful. We're inclusive, not exclusive. So this morning, we're going to look at the meaning of Hanukkah, the miracle of light, and we're going to look at the meaning that it has for all of us, whether we're of Jewish heritage or not. And actually, the line is blurring. Have you noticed that line is getting a little... Did anyone see the recent news article in the financial section of the newspaper? No? Well, I happen to have it right here on my iPad, so I'm just going to read it to you, okay? Continuing the current trend of large-scale mergers and acquisitions, it was announced today at a press conference that Christmas and Hanukkah will merge. While details were not available at press time, it is believed that the overhead cost of having 12 days of Christmas and 8 days of Hanukkah was becoming prohibitive for both sides. By combining forces, we're told, the world will be able to enjoy consistently high-quality service during the 15 days of Christmaka, as the new holiday is now being called. Apologies to the OC, so sorry. The downside is that massive layoffs are expected, with lords a leaping and maids a milking being the hardest hit. As part of the conditions of the agreement, the letters on the dreidel, which are currently in Hebrew, will be replaced by Latin, thus becoming unintelligible to an even wider audience. Also, instead of translating "a great miracle happened here," the message on the dreidel will now be more generic. Miraculous stuff happens. In exchange, it is believed that Jews will be allowed to use Santa Claus and his vast merchandising resources for buying and delivering their gifts. In fact, one of the sticking points holding up the agreement for at least 300 years was the question of whether Jewish children could leave milk and cookies for Santa even after eating meat for dinner. A breakthrough came last year, though, when Oreos were finally declared to be kosher. All sides appeared to be happy about this. A spokesman for Christmas Inc. declined to say whether a takeover at Kwanzaa might be in the works as well. He merely pointed out that were it not for the independent existence of Kwanzaa, the merger between Christmas and Hanukkah might indeed be seen as an unfair cornering of the holiday market. Fortunately for all concerned, he said Kwanzaa will help to maintain the competitive balance. He then closed the press conference by leading all present in a rousing rendition of "Oi, come all ye faithful." So back to Hanukkah, and I'm just going to put this up here, the miracle of light. In a nutshell, here is the Hanukkah story. Thousands of years ago, the Jewish people were living in Judea. Its capital and most holy city was Jerusalem. For many years, the Jews worked hard to build a beautiful temple there. On Shabbat and the festivals, they came to the temple to pray and worship Yahweh, who was their one God. But the Jews of Judea were not free. They were ruled by kings of nearby Syria. For a time, they were allowed to worship Yahweh as they chose, but then a new cruel king came into power. He followed the Greek religion, which worships many gods, and ordered everyone to believe as he did and to practice as their religion as he did. He ordered his soldiers to put Greek idols in front of the Jews' homes and ordered the Jews to pray to them. Some Jews obeyed the king's orders because they were afraid, but many refused. When they refused, the king sent soldiers to march on Jerusalem, where they destroyed the homes and set fire in the streets. They stormed the great temple, tore down the holy ark, and built in its place a Greek idol. Many Jews were killed and fled to the hills. One group that refused to obey the king's orders were known as the Maccabees. Although they were not soldiers, rather farmers, shepherds, and teachers, they formed an army and fought bravely for their freedom, to worship their God, and to follow the Torah, eventually defeating the king's soldiers. Then they marched to Jerusalem and they rebuilt the temple. They removed the idol that had been placed there and built a new altar. They found iron spikes and put small torches on them to make a new menorah. At last, 3 years after the Syrian soldiers had destroyed Jerusalem, they were ready to celebrate and to rededicate their temple. According to legend, when the Jews searched for the special pure oil needed to light the new menorah, they were only able to find one jug, enough to burn for just one day. But the oil lasted and lasted, and the menorah burned brightly for 8 days. And so for 8 days they celebrated joyfully. The Maccabees then proclaimed that every year the Jews should celebrate a holiday of rededication, which is now called Hanukkah. Hanukkah, the miracle of light. What can this say to us today, thousands of years later? How about if we allow the light of the menorah to represent the inextinguishable light that is within us, and that today, on this very day, we rededicate ourselves to it. We rededicate ourselves to the light that is within us. What a beautiful way, wouldn't it be, to start the December to remember? A number of years ago, there was an article in the Science of Mind magazine by Eric Butterworth. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Eric Butterworth. and it was entitled Let There Be Light, in which he shared the story of Jacques Lucirand, who lost his physical eyesight at the age of 8. Butterworth wrote that Lucirand was a brilliant student, but was increasingly disturbed by the absence of any recognition in education that the world is not just outside us, but also within us. He describes the experience of becoming blind and having the frightening challenge of finding his way between doors and walls and people and trees. But early on, he made a discovery that although he could not see the light in the world that was outside of his physical body, he just knew that the light was still within him. He found that as long as he paid attention to the light within him, he rarely had any problems getting around. He paid attention to that light. And he also discovered that there was only one way to see this inner light, and that was through love. He said that if he was ever overcome by sorrow or anger took hold of him, or he envied people, his light immediately diminished. He said that sometimes the light went out completely, and then he really became blind. But the blindness was not a result of loss of vision. It was a result of loss of loving. Isn't that powerful? To think that that has so much power. How about when we complain? Many of us watched the complaint-free movie last week, it was over a week ago. Now, a week ago, Friday. And we're wearing these bracelets, right? And, I know for myself that when I complain, I do feel something diminish within me. I feel the separation between me and spirit, between me and love, get wider and wider. And at first there's kind of especially if someone's complaining with you, there's kind of that surge of energy, like, whoa, look at this, we're connecting, but it's not a good connection, because pretty soon that space widens and it doesn't feel so good. And so that's what I've noticed because this has really brought to me the opportunity to stay in the now, to stay in the present moment. And it brings me back quicker than I have been in the past. It's a challenge, especially when I'm on the freeway, navigating around cars, but it's working. It is working, I can tell that. So how do we kindle that light of God within us? How do we get that light to rise up and to burn even brighter? How do we have that flame of the divine burn in us for more than even 8 days? We do it through love. We do it through acceptance, through forgiveness, when we forget to accept, because we can be hard on ourselves. Let me tell you, ministers are really, really hard on themselves. I know this, especially when their kids say, Mom, and so it is. It's like, oh, yeah, we beat ourselves up, and that's not good either. Through kindness, through compassion, through that conscious connection with Source, which we do through meditation. Our daily meditation is so important. Through all the qualities that we would attribute to the Christ consciousness. So here comes Chrismica again. I always like to have us have an experience here together, not just me talking on and on and on. So let's have our own experience of the miracle of light, shall we? I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, get comfortable, and simply go with my words. Light is an internal reality with no beginning and no end. So let there be light is not the creation of light back in time. It is the focusing of light that is ever present in you and is present in you right here and now. Become aware of your breath. On the in-breath, speak the word God is and hold it. On the out-breath, affirm I am and hold it. God is, I am. God is, I am. Get the sense that you are filled and enveloped by the energy of God's light. You are one with the light. You see the light, but you did not create the light. You are one with the light, yet you did nothing to create it. It just is. And right now, you are consciously resonating with the light of all creation, all creativity. There is light by means of you. Now gently bring your attention to any place in you where there might be feelings of sadness, a sense of loss, emptiness, separation, envy, or any place within you that feels this morning like it could be healed, like it could be returned to wholeness. And consciously bring that light of all life to that place within you. Bathe that part in you in the light, in the miracle of light, and let it heal, restore, return you to your innate brilliance. You are resonating with the light. It is burning brightly in you, as you, and through you. Feel this light and know that it is with you now and always. Now bring that light to the places in you that are joy, happiness, love, excitement. Bring to mind images of those whom you love. Bring to mind activities that bring you happiness and joy. Bring to mind meaningful work and service. Bring all of that into your consciousness and bathe it all in light. You are resonating with the light. It is burning brightly in you, as you, and through you. Feel this light and know that it is with you now and always. Let us take our big, bright, brilliant beam of radiant light and simply shower the world with it. Any place where there is darkness, your light instinctively goes. Any place where love is not present, your light knows to cover. Any place where there is hurt and pain, your light washes over it here and now as you consciously become the miracle of light in the world. You are resonating with the light. It is burning brightly in you, as you, and through you. Feel this light and know that it is with you now and always. And finally, let us bring the light of the divine into any place in you where there is a question or a pending decision or a desire for direction or a yearning to know the next step to take in realizing your dreams. Wherever there is a place of uncertainty in you, bring the light to it. Shine the light on it, and know that this light will reveal the answer, the direction, the next step. Whether it is revealed in this moment or in the moments to come, it matters not. The light of God will reveal what needs to be revealed. You are resonating with the light. It is burning brightly in you, as you, and through you. Feel this light and know that it is with you now and always. Let us draw our time to a close with this passage adapted from Ernest Holmes. Make these your words. The light of heaven shines through me and illumines my path. The light eternal is my guide and my protection. In that light there is no darkness at all. It is a perfect light shining from the altar of a perfect love. O light and love within me, thou art welcome. Light shines through me and illumines the way. I hold fast to the light of inspiration and illumination. It is with me always, guiding me, sustaining me, and supporting me. I witness the miracle of light and I say, thank you, God. And so it is.